These were unconnected skull bones, rolling and dangling all over the place, and wonder if all other bones were like this, would you be able to perform functions and movement? Today I'm gonna talk about the fibrous joint, where bones are connected to each other by the special fiber known as dense regular connective tissue, and it is of three types: sutures, syndesmosis, and gomphosis. The first thing I'm gonna talk about sutures. Basically, a suture means tying two things together, and it only occurs between our skull bones and nowhere else in the body. There are more than 20 bones in our skull, and all those bones are connected to each other by the fiber dense regular connective tissue, and it is of very short length that indeed it keeps our skull and brain in a place. Plain and lap sutures are some sort of examples of it. In plain suture, the two edges of the bones are plain, and the fiber acts as a glue that sticks the two ends of bone with each other. In lap sutures, the two ends of the bones are wavy, and those two wavy edges are connected by the short fiber, and as it overlaps, connected by the short fiber, the top surface remains smooth while the bottom surface is kinda rough. And in the plain sutures, it also known as the butt joint, as our butt is also made up of two muscles and connected by or sticked with each other. The functional classification of joint is that the type of movement happens at it, and as the length of the fibers is very short, so we are not able to perform any movements at this joint. Basically, this joint are immobile. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is syndesmosis. In syndesmosis, the two bones are connected to each other by the same fiber, but in this joint, the length of the fiber is a bit longer than the fibers in sutures, and because of this, we are able to perform some sort of movements at this joint. The joint between our forearms and legs are some examples of it. On our forearms and legs, we have two pairs of bones, and these pairs of bones are connected by the same fiber, but the length is longer. In the forearm, the two pairs of bones are connected by the fiber in the way that it forms a mesh or a spiral web, which allows to perform some versatile movements in our arms. As the fiber are shorter than the fiber, but in the legs, the length of fibers is a bit shorter, so we are not able to perform that versatile movements in our legs. The functional classification of syndesmosis is that we are able to perform more movements than in the sutures, just because the length of the fibers is longer in syndesmosis than in sutures. That's why we are able to perform movements in our arms like this, but we are not able to perform this type of movements in our skull. Finally, I'm gonna talk about gomphosis. Basically, a gomphosis is a peg in a socket fiber joint. In simple words, we could see this as a nail embedded into a wood. There is a special type of fiber known as the ligament. This ligament, the one and only example of this is our teeth. The ligament is surrounded the teeth in a way that these fibers are rolled over the bone from the one end of the bone to the other end of the bone. Simple means it is rolled over and around our tooth, and it keeps our tooth embedded into a gum bone. But we are able to perform some sort of movement on it, but not a lot. While as we chew food, we put some force on our teeth, and that's what causes some movements. The functional classification of gum fossils is that as the length of fiber is a bit longer, but we're not able to perform that many movements. If we do, we would swallow our teeth as we drink some water. But the fiber keeps the teeth in a place, and without the absence of this fiber, we would not be able to keep our teeth in a place. Today I've talked about the fibrous joint, and it is of three types: sutures, syndesmosis, and gum fossils. And also I've talked to you about the fiber length and the functions and the movements we perform on our joints and also in the end it all depends on the fiber length we have in our bones. Thanks.